Well, did I hear someone say sympathy for the Devils? They don't think they got much as they were battling financial problems over the last month, but they've been saved. They've been saved by a Swiss investment banker called Dario Berta, and today their fans celebrated when they won their Round 3 Challenge Cup match here at Midlands at Alexander Stadium. It was 46-10 and their fans were ecstatic. And I'm pleased to tell you, our viewers, at rugbyleaguehub.com's YouTube channel that we had an exclusive chat to Paul Rowley, who has not spoken, not answered questions since the takeover went through. But firstly, let's take care of the basics. And here's our man, Marc Bazeley.
Well, Salford confirmed on Friday that an agreement had been reached with a consortium led by Swiss investment banker Dario Berta to take over 100% of the club. It's a deal that, subject to RFL approval, would also see the club's historic debts completely wiped out as well. And not only that, the consortium say that there is money available that they can invest in the club as well. This is obviously good news for Salford, especially after the announcement last month that they'd been issued with a 1.2 million sustainability cap by the RFL. That was going to see them have to cut costs of around £800,000 as part of this agreement, which saw them advance £500,000 of central distribution. What do we know about Dario Berta, who's heading this consortium? Not a lot, really. What we do know is he's a Swiss-born investment banker. He's head of a British company called Manatel as well. And he's worked a lot in the banking industry. One thing we do know for certain, though, is Chris Irwin will be returning behind the scenes at Salford as their chief executive. He was previously the club's chief commercial officer. He's been most recently working with professional football club Exeter City. I suppose the one good thing for Salford is that, of course, you would think, subject to this deal being approved, that it means they're no longer going to have to sell players. They were concerned that they were going to have to be involved in some sort of fire sale with the Super League season looming. They kicked that off in round 1 against St Helens. So yeah, good news on that front. Like I say, we're expecting to hear more from the consortium in the week. I guess the big question that people are wondering about, though, is are they going to be able to acquire the stadium? That's something that's obviously been a big issue for Salford, is what's going on with it. With their ground, will they be able to take that over? Something they were trying to negotiate with the Salford City Council. That's all still to be answered, and I'm sure we'll get that and a lot more questions answered in the week.
Paul Rowley, 46-10. Does that put a little bit of a line under everything that's happened recently?
Yeah, it does. I think to come away with that result, or just to get together and play an actual game and concentrate on playing rugby, is really important. It's just a credit to the lads and the staff and everybody. It's been a good week in terms of the takeover. Well documented. It's been 3 months of turmoil, a week that's been removing our focus away from the end product, which is the game. And so it wasn't a polished performance by any means, but just to get out there and concentrate on rugby now and kind of be at this point is a success in itself. I thought Midlands were great, by the way. And you know, there's a lot for them to look forward to as well.
The reaction of the fans at the end, it was about the result. They were happy, but obviously it was about more than that, wasn't it? You know.
I'll be honest. It was important we got through the game and into the next round of the cup, but the actual game had little significance really. It was about, like you said, a line in the sand. The lads being together, coming through it. And being at the start point, and you know, we can start next week with a clear focus, and that's, you know, playing rugby league, the game that we love, with the people that we love.
This place is a bit flash to call the dressing rooms a shed, but you just come out of the sheds, and what would you say to the boys when they came off after that and everything they've been through?
Exactly that, really. I can understand that the focus would have been in other places. You know, there's been a lot of chat about a lot of different things, but ultimately, I said that I'm proud of the way they found a way to win, and there were some really good bits in it that we can take forward, and some things that we can clean up on. So yeah, it's just a good start point for us in that respect. And again, everybody is respectful of our opponents and how good they were at times, in particular in that first half. But we came through it, and that's the main thing.
Couple more questions. In a Reader's Digest version, how do you pick that team when you're under special measures and there's restrictions on the value of the players you can have on the field? How does that work if you're coach?
Yeah. Well, it's weird, really. That's exactly the team I picked before looking at the cost. So it's a little bit like when you go to a restaurant. You know, you have the sirloin steak. I pick the prawn cocktail because it's what you can afford. So I look at the price list. But to be fair, it was exactly the team that I picked before we even looked into that. We're resting Sneedy, resting Cal, Tim Laffey. So it didn't cause us a problem. It would do going forward, obviously, but we'll deal with that as and when.
And finally, just to fill in some gaps from the last time we heard from you, which was only the launch, was only a few days ago. When did you first hear the name Dario Berta? Can you just quickly talk us through the bits we've missed?
Well, I couldn't quickly talk you through the bits that you've missed. You've missed an awful lot. You know, we're about 300 positive news articles away from matching up to the negative ones that we've received over a long period of time. So, you know, I've heard Dario's name mentioned quite a long time ago. You know, I've kept it at arm's length, but I've had enough knowledge to know that there's been something substantial going on in the background, and I've known the names of the people that are involved. And so I've just made sure I knew enough to give good information to the players. So that's it.
Last thing, is there any more that you know now that you can tell us as far as the extent of his involvement, whether he's a real estate guy, whether real estate's involved, anything new that you can share with us about the nature of his involvement?
Not really. I think the important bit is that he's took over the club. The debt's cleared. You know, again, I think what you'll find with our club and our fans in particular is that we base everything on a whole lot of humility, and we'll continue to have that. We're not here going, you know, throwing the big bucks around or anything like that. My advice would be to grow the business. Don't worry about us as a team. We'll keep cracking on, but it's just nice that we've got a solid future. We can focus on what's important, which is playing. And as the business grows, I think there's a bigger vision for Dario and you know, the consortium. I think there's bigger plans, and we'll just have to wait and see what they are, and they'll be revealed in due course. And yeah, it's the start of hopefully a smooth journey forward, as opposed to the roller coaster that we've been absolutely strapped onto for some time now.